Hi Gemini, welcome to your January 2018 overview reading. This is good for you if you are Sun, Moon, or Rising Gemini. And I'm going to get started with a Miracles Now card. All right. My presence is my power. Okay, I like that one because it is all about wherever you put your energy in the beginning, wherever you are present is what's going to carry you farther in that area, if that makes sense. So like if you are frustrated with work-life balance, it's probably not actually about spending equal amounts of time in each of those areas. It's more about, are you present at home and are you present at work? Or are you coming home and you're still, 30 miles away back at your job? Because a lot of people do that and it creates issues. So make sure you're just kind of paying attention to where you are being present and where your headspace is at. Okay, and I'm going to keep this simple today because I just did the 2018 overview readings for all the signs, which I will link. I'll put that right there for you guys to check out if you haven't watched that already. And then also, if you feel compelled, drop a comment. Let me know what your intention is for 2018. What are you looking to manifest in 2018? I want to hear from you. And then I'll be in agreement for that. As long as it's not like destructive or anything, I'll be in agreement. Okay, and then we also have mentors. So mentorship coming to the forefront. This is getting guidance from someone who you place a lot of value in their opinion, or you stepping into more of a mentorship role yourself, guiding other people and really taking on that responsibility of being an example. The core of the month, we have the Eight of Cups. Okay, so this is changing the way you think about things, changing the way you look at situations. So there's something going on in your mindset and your attitude that is going to get cleaning up in January. Then we have Temperance. So the key here is you're coming into a balanced state with your mentality, with your the way you problem solve and think about things. You're taking a balanced approach. Perhaps this is between the logical, rational mind and the emotional mind. It's all about kind of flipping things upside down and shaking out all the bugs and then flipping it back over. What's leaving is the Hierophant. Okay, so this is that authoritative, do as I say, not as I do. That's what's changing. So you're really going to be able to hold multiple perspectives. You're going to be able to think about high-level problems in a new way and an enlightened way. And communication is what's going to support you. Okay, and what's coming in? We have Four of Wands. So this is a reconnecting with home life, with family. You are going through this mindset shift, and then you're going to come out on the other side being able to have a solid family unit again. So this looks really, really good. And if you're having any issues at home or with the relationships with your kid, with your spouse, with whatever, expect it to change. It's going to change. You just have to be patient. And you're going to get that intimacy and that closeness back. Okay, and then this is what you're after. Knight of Swords. It looks like you really just want to be your normal self. You don't want to have to deal with the emotional transformation. You're kind of like, can I just communicate with people and be rational and reasonable and use logic and solve problems? It's kind of like you would actually prefer an overwhelming amount of logic because that would make things a lot easier and simpler. Of course, this is going to depend on what else you have in your chart and what else is balancing you out, but I think that a lot of Gemini a lot of Gemini suns, a lot of Gemini moons are going to really be craving that cut and dry, logical, rational style of communicating this month. In the subconscious, we have the Ten of Swords. Something's going on, Gemini. You have a lot of changes coming up. So this is, you're getting an overhaul. It's an internal change. It's totally, your internal world is going to get flipped upside down for the better. It's also that you can have the Four of Wands. So keep that in mind. The advice for you this month is the Five of Discs. Looking within yourself, see how he's becoming introspective. So this is cleaning your side of the street, understanding what hand you've had in communication and relationships in the past and how you can have a hand in them in the future to support them and make them better. It's all about looking at yourself for the solutions and seeing, if I change this, if I take a different approach here or there, how am I going to have a larger effect on the people and relationships that I have around me? The external influences, we have the Page of Discs. So this is you starting something new and taking a beginner mindset. And you're kind of, I have a sense that you're going to be pushed into this. It's not something that you're initiating. It's something that's kind of being thrown on your lap. Like, you're being pushed into a state where you have to take a novice approach in order to problem solve. So dealing with challenges that you haven't experienced before, and you're kind of like a baby, like you don't even know how to handle it because it's a brand new challenge, it's a brand new experience. And so the way that you're going to be able to navigate this is by looking at yourself, becoming introspective, and taking the transformation head on. Okay, the hopes and fears, Nine of Swords, looking for balance, you want it all, but it's also about having to do that release, having to do the work around finding a balance between both halves of yourself is going to be kind of painful. Even though in this deck, the Nine of Swords has a really beautiful message about balance and equilibrium, it's also really scary too. The outcome of the month, we have the Eight of Swords, a new perspective. Like you're able to see something, but you still have the barrier of your own mind and your own challenges, the mindsets that hold you back from doing the things and having the things that you want the most. That's going to be the biggest challenge. So you're on your way to resolving that, but I think in January you're still going to be doing the work around it. You're not going to get to the place where you're at the Four of Wands in your happy little home and family unit until you do the internal work. So this is going to persist through February. Okay. Oh, I should also say this looks like you're able to look and see where you want to be, but not fully being able to step into that yet. It's kind of like you're just looking at it and putting the vision together. Okay, card number 1, we have the Eight of Cups again. So you're going to have to leave the past in the past, old baggage in the past, old resentments in the past. If you can get yourself to the point where they don't fire you up anymore and they become just stories rather than something that you feel emotionally charged as you're talking about it, you've succeeded. That's kind of the green light, is when you can talk about it without feeling overwhelming rage or overwhelming sadness and pain. If it can become a story, you've mastered it, and that's where you're headed. Card number 2, we have the Four of Cups, dealing with disappointment from the past, disappointing feelings, not feeling as though you are worthy enough, good enough, smart enough, kind enough. It's just a lot of introspection and working on your own esteem, given the disappointment that you've suffered in the past, but not allowing that to have too much of a hand in, it's like you don't want that to have too much of a hand in your in your interaction with others. That's something more for you to work with somebody one-on-one, or just looking within yourself is where you're going to get the answers for this. But it's not something that you're working out with like a really important relationship. If you're processing this, then go to someone who's neutral. Card number 3, we have strength, perseverance. So just hang in there. If it's uncomfortable, you're going to have the perseverance to get through this. And also, you know, maybe call on your Leo friends for support. People who have really significant Leo placements are going to help kind of give you fire and insight and light and hope, and they're going to be able to hold that for you as you go through this process. Okay, Gemini, that is what I have for you today, but don't forget that if you want a custom tarot spread, which I am doing, so I have lots of ones, I have a couple spreads about love relationships, a Celtic cross, covering all your bases, all that good stuff, and it comes with an audio recording, so you get a custom tarot reading like this, but it's for you. And if you're looking to work with me one-on-one, or you want a single question reading, check out the description box. All of the info is there. Don't forget to sign up for my newsletter, and to don't forget to sign up for my newsletter, and to follow me on Facebook and Instagram. And have a wonderful January. I'll see you next time.